Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Patience. To my existing subscribers, welcome back. If this is your first time here, be sure to click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can continue to indulge in the Hot Bella experience. In today's video, I am going to be using one of the products that I purchased during my mega holiday haul. So that is the makeup palette from Mented Cosmetics. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. Mented is an indie brand, and I am super excited and absolutely love the colors that are in this palette. These colors look a lot lighter in the pan than they do when you actually apply them. So they apply much deeper and richer than what's displayed here in this pan. Also, I did something very interesting today. Once before, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Contour Kit. It was in the video that I did where I was comparing two high-end foundations. I was comparing the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation against the Fenty foundation. In that video, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Palette to create my eye look. But today I decided to take it to another level, and I used this one palette on my entire face. So I used this palette to create the eye look. I also used this palette for my contour. I used it for my blush and also for my highlight. So this is a gorgeous palette. This is called the Everyday palette, and I can actually see where this could definitely be a palette that you could very easily use on a daily basis. If you're going on a short trip out of town and you don't want to pack eyeshadows, blush, concealer, and all those different products in separate packaging or packages, you can take this one palette and you'll have everything that you need right here. So if you guys would like to see how I use this palette to create this entire look today, then keep watching. My face has been moisturized, and I'm going to use the Farsali Skintune Blur Perfecting Primer Serum. This primer serum claims to be lightweight and hydrating and leaves the skin with a soft powder-like finish. It also contains vitamin C to brighten and even the skin. And this primer serum is to give you a smooth canvas for makeup and a youthful look that lasts all day. So we'll see how true that is. And I'm using the color Beige as my brow bone highlight. I think that's how you pronounce that, is G-E or Beige. But yeah, I'm going to be using that as my brow bone highlight. And I'm using the color Tandemonium as my transition shade. And I'm using REDBONE in my crease area. And I'm using Queen Sugar to deepen up that crease area just a little bit more. And I'm using Brown Out on the outer V of my eyes. And I'm using First Date on my eyelids, and I'm not carving out my lids or doing any type of cut crease, half cut crease look with this eyeshadow palette today. This is supposed to be an everyday eyeshadow palette, so on an everyday basis I would not cut my crease or use additional concealer on my lids, so I'm going to use this palette in the same manner as I would on an everyday basis. And I'm using the color Second Date in the outer third of my lid just to marry everything together, to marry all the colors that I've already applied on my lid together. And I'm adding a little bit more definition into my crease area, and I'm using Queen Sugar to do this and a smaller blending brush. And I'm taking a clean blending brush now and just gently blending everything together. I've added my liner and lashes, and I've done my color correcting, and now I'm moving on to foundation, and I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This foundation is in the shade Amber Honey, and I would normally use this foundation as my summer foundation, but yeah, I decided to use it today, so I'm going to be using some concealer, so it'll help to brighten this up just a little bit, but I really do like the Estee Lauder foundation. And I'm using two shades of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. I'm using one in the shade 5N, that's the deep neutral, and also in the shade 3W, which is warm tan. So I'm just using a small buffing brush just to buff this product into my skin. And now I'm using the Brush Crush Diamond Sponge. This is a sponge from Real Techniques, and I've really been loving this sponge. I like it because it has so many different angles on the sponge, and it also has a really sharp tip that helps me to get into those really tight spaces, like right at my waterline, at the area that's in between the tear duct right there on the sides of the nose. So I really like this sponge a lot. And I'm using the Pretty Vulgar Matte About It Translucent Setting Powder to set my under eye area and all the other areas where I have used the concealer. I also used the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder to set my entire face. And now I'm using the color Upside Brown as a bronzer. And even though this is a color that is in the Everyday Eyeshadow palette, this is a beautiful bronzing shade. Very, very pretty. I like it. I'm also using this same shade to contour my nose just a little bit. Very warm, very beautiful. And now I'm using the color Redbone from the Everyday Eyeshadow palette, and I'm using this as my blush. So this is a beautiful color as well. Very warm, very beautiful, and works really well as a blush. And now I'm going to use the color First Date as my highlight. So this is also coming out of that Everyday Eyeshadow palette, and I'm using this as a highlighter. And I think because the formula of this product was designed for the eyes, it's very smooth and silky on the skin. So it made a perfect highlighter. It really doesn't get too much better than this. We're talking about one palette that takes care of the full face. And I'm going to finish off the eyes using Queen Sugar once again, and I will be using this shade to smoke out my waterline. And I'm going back into First Date again, and I'll be using this as my inner corner highlight, just to open up those eyes just a little bit. And now I'm moving on to lips, and I'm using the lip liner from Mented Cosmetics. It's in the color M5, and this was a gift with purchase item that came with the with my order from Mented. So they gave me the lip liner and also the lipstick. So the lip liner and both the lipstick are in the color M5. Very, very pretty. and we are done. I am totally in love with the Everyday palette from Mented Cosmetics. I love the fact that the shadows in this palette, they are so warm, they are so pigmented, and they look beautiful on my skin. I will say that I did encounter a little bit of kick up in the pan while using these shadows, but it didn't bother me at all. The shadows are so beautiful, it was worth it. It was okay. I also like the fact that I was able to use this eyeshadow palette for my bronzer, my blush, and my highlight. I hope you guys like this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye-bye.